Okay, this will be the angel question portion of the person who just had their recent twin flames natal charts done. It'll be the most recent one on this channel. Welcome to Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. I am Gat, your host. Now, they did get their natal chart that's up on the channel now, their natal charts analysis for twin flames, and they got their free report. I just emailed that to them. This will be the questions for the Archangels, angel cards. I'll be using the Doreen Virtues Angel Oracle cards with Dear Jophiel on the cover. All right, now this is unique because the questions asked, they all centered around basically twin flame and things with their twin flames. So it was just wiser to do the natal charts first, which we did. That's completed. So you should probably still be looking at the natal charts even in this video because we're going to be referring back to those natal charts. So now, the questions we're going to ask are going to be more apropos. Because let me just give you an example. She said, what day will my twin flame and I physically meet and where? And that's the thing with twin flames. That's why it's very important to make sure you listen to the stages of twin flames by DNA Awakening, I think it's called. See the DNA activation and DNA Awakening on YouTube, because they really show you. Because a lot of people have already been with their twin flames, and especially if you're later in life, you've probably been with you. It's just because it's difficult. They don't think it's their twin. You got to really understand what twin flames is. That's the first and foremost thing. And what I see out here on YouTube is everybody's running. Oh, they would think it's going to be a great love story. People making love and turning into fire and things like that. But the fact of the matter is it's a lot of work. In some ways, it can be even more work than any typical relationship. It's anytime one human is trying to relate to another human, it's going to be difficult because we've all been through stuff. This is third dimensional. It's a lot of drama down here, a lot of dysfunctions down here. So therefore, it's a lot of work. Sometimes it could be a great love story, but it's great work. And sometimes there's great sex, which only gets people more addicted, and then it's gone. And now you're really messed up. So this is not about feelings, and that's why people don't like me, because I tell them the truth. But it's not about feelings. This is deep. This is like a soul, and both of them have to want it. Like both of them want to have to say, what's my soul purpose? And you have to become more sympathetic, because that person has been through stuff you may not know about. That person might be in pain. As their twin, they need you. So the worst mistake you don't want to do is add more drama to them, because they've already been hurt since they've been on this planet. So these are things people have to learn. And like I said, they really have to want it. If you notice, the indigo male is very sensitive. He needs a woman that's going to nurture him. That's just the way it is. Now I know you're like, no, I'm not nurturing no man. He's a man. He should be stronger and blah, blah, blah. And that's how us women got in trouble in the first place, nurturing these men. And they tried to take us over and make us house servants. And then we had to rebel. But you're talking third dimensional. You're not talking universe. So you're going to have to learn how to talk the universe language. Otherwise, you can play that game. You can play that game with yourself or whoever you're going to play that game with. But ultimately, you're not going to be in a real twin flame union. So when you ask the archangels questions, they're going to give you the universe's answer, which will be telling you to nurture your man if he's sensitive or indigo, or telling the man the man might have to be the nurturer. It just depends on what questions you ask, what's on your chart. So that's how it really works. And I have to make that clear, because I do meet a lot of people that try to push their will on these angels, and I'm not having it no matter what. That's family. And the angels are only trying to help. They're telling you the truth of what we need to do to get with our twin. But this is what I'm trying to say, but your twin has to do the same thing. And if your twin's not interested, they're still third dimensional, they really don't care about their soul purpose, they're just looking for somebody to be with, then they're not really ready for you. And that's why you go into running and chasing in the first place, because one or both are just not ready for their universal. Their universal. Like, what is my universal purpose? It would definitely be twin flame union. Your entitled natal chart is about twin flame union, but people just don't get it. And that means you do humble yourself, you do be quiet, and you do say, my life purpose in this life is to be with you, and that's very important. Like one female finally had to say, this is Angelina from Angel Creation. She finally had to tell her twin, because first she wanted nothing to do with it. But the more she learned about the universe, she finally had to tell her twin that I do have a daughter and I do have a job, but you're top priority as well. But before that, she was doing all kind of things to get rid of the guy. So sometimes you have to wait on the universe, and that's something else people don't like to do because they become very impatient. See, this is all about patience and working on the universe. So my obligation, my universal obligation, is to tell you the truth, even though it makes my numbers go down. And again, all that money leaves because those people are just going to pay for anybody to keep lying to them and blowing smoke up there. You know what? They'd rather pay to hear the lie than to hear the truth and actually do what they need to be doing. But see, my way makes you a better person all around. So when you do meet anybody, you'll still be a better person. I have a person I call my little sister, and she came a long way. She came an unbelievably long way, but she stuck with the program. And I have another female that's about to have a baby with her twin. And I have another female that realized that she was making a big mistake. She kept looking at everything from a sexual situation. Oh, I meet this guy. Oh, I feel a certain way about him. I'm going to go ahead and have sex, and everything will work out. And it doesn't work out. Sex actually destroys it because it's too early. Person doesn't got to know you. Probably doesn't know your favorite color. Probably's never looked deep in your eyes. Never held your hands. That's how it used to be. Old timers know I know what I'm talking about. That's what it used to be. Now it's just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And that's the worst mistake you can make is to dive in bed because sex is not going to solve everything. I say sex adds to the separation. You're better off learning how to communicate to each other and just working through the problems because that's everybody's going to have those problems. Alrighty, give me one moment. I just got to type a few things and then we'll be asking. All right. So again, one question was, what date will my twin flame and I physically meet and where? So now, well, we're going to ask the angels because, like I said, based on the chart, she should already know those answers. But we're still going to ask the angels. Alright, so again, now we're going to ask the question. Dear Archangels, please tell us about the identity of her twin flame. I will be back with their answers. Alright, so the angels have given me 3 cards. 3 cards were drawn. Answer the question. Please tell us about the identity of her twin flame. First card is, wow, Raziel, Leo. And that's all we were talking about. Leo, Leo, Leo. Raziel, Leo. And that card came up too when I asked about the time. The same card came up. Raziel, Leo, clairvoyance. So again, we already established from the natal charts that these are people that do have psychic and intuitive powers. Clairvoyance. And he says, I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. Because that's usually the reason why twin flames have problems with each other, because they don't see heavenly love. So Raziel, representing Leo, is going to help do that if we work with our angels and help them. That's why I said it's just like going to a doctor, and the doctor's telling you what you need to do to get better, and maybe you don't like the advice, or you like another doctor because he makes you feel better. Now, somebody might make you feel better, but if they're not healing you, you're wasting your money and your time. But that's what happens out here. And Raziel is going to help you do clairvoyance. So you got to use your clairvoyance to see heavenly love. Because this is what happens. When your twin does wake up, your twin's going to realize that you're hurting and they need you. If they're really what they want, and they'll try to connect. But like if you're standing third dimensional, you keep pushing them away or whatever's going on, there's not too much they can do. And like I've been here a long time, so I understand a lot more. Like it's not always going to be about feelings, because every time you get feelings, sometimes you get hurt. It can't always be about feelings. Sometimes it's about, okay, let's sit down, let's just talk, let's try to get through this. But somebody else might want you to really, like an indigo or a crystal child might need to feel feelings and sense feelings and stuff. But if you've been through pain, you may not get feelings. That's why I said there's just an imbalance here that makes twin flames difficult. Because if one person is waiting, see, one person says, well, I need unconditional love. But you're not giving unconditional love. So how dare you expect unconditional love when you don't give it? So there's a lot of games that are in third dimensional that people are not willing to work on. And it's just easier for them to run. And they'll run with a feeling and run with a feeling and run with a feeling. And some of these people take every little bit of attention they can get, which is only going to make the separation greater. Because you're taking little tidbits and then it's gone again. Like if you're hungry, oh, I just give me the crumbs, but the crumbs aren't going to fill you up. So now you're going to be hungry even worse. So that's why you have to understand and then you have to be honest about yourself. Wow, my natal chart shows me a lot I need to be working on. Because another thing we do is looking at the other person. Oh, they need to work on this. Or what about that? I need it and that. No, you need to be seeing what you need to be working on with yourself. Because that's going to help that person. But if you're waiting on that person, that's what I said, all that expectation stuff, that's why this stuff goes. That's why it goes right into separation. So that's why Raziel wants to help teach you heavenly love through your clairvoyance. So that's the first one that came out, Leo. And like I said, that's the same card that came out when I asked him about time. Second card. Raziel again. Leo. Same things. I told you, your archangels, your angels will always point you back to your natal chart. This is Raziel again. He says, take back your power. Use your God-given power. Again, your intuition, your intuitive skills, your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. This is how you use intentions. I want to be a dancer. I'm going to be a dancer. So now you're starting to fill your mind in your area with things that have to do with dancers. Maybe you join a local studio or take some dance classes. Now maybe your dance class wants to go on a tour or do a show or a concert. And now you're in a show or concert. And all of a sudden now you're getting better. You're practicing, getting better. And now you're really a dancer. Now maybe you're a choreographer for other people. Or maybe people are paying you to come dance. But it started with that intention and you stuck with it. And that's what Michael tells you to do. Crystal clear. with your intentions. And that he came the last time. When you get your note that I'm gonna send, not the report, you're getting something else. This will be something else that'll come with your angel cards. This is what happened before. Raziel showed up first when I asked for clarification of Gabriel's birth. Raziel came up first, and then Michael came up again. Michael came the same card. He said crystal clear. So again, with twin flames, we had to hold ourselves accountable. We can't, where's my twin? Why is my twin doing this? Or why are my twins doing that? But just being realistically, your twin may have been through some stuff. So your twin may be trying their best to act maturely. But what you're saying is, well, he's not showing me the love I need to see. Yeah, you're still making demands. You're not humbling yourself. The person has come up to you. They have tried talking to you. But you keep setting these stipulations that you're asking something. That's like asking somebody that's been abused to act a certain way. They can't act a certain way. They've been abused. That's like me looking at Dr. Joyce Myers and saying, hey, you know what? You just don't stand the right way. You're so stiff. Yeah, but she's been through everything. The fact that she can stand up there and show so much love for other people when she's been through so much pain and harm from the person who should have taught her how to be a woman or helped her to become a woman or an adult, it's sad. So she's doing the best she can. So we don't understand this. We just go, oh, where's my twin? I want my twin. And if a guy like me tells you the truth, oh, I don't like his tone. So it's selfism. And as long as we're at that selfishness, is not going to happen. No matter where you go. You can keep running, keep wasting your time, your resources, but it's not going to happen. And if it does happen, it's going to be real quick and it's going to go right back into separation. Third card, Haniel, is sensitivity. And she came out before too. It's funny how these same cards are coming out. So they're telling you it's real love there. That's what she's trying to tell you. So the reason why the same cards keep coming out, because they're confirming you've already, just like I said, you already have your twin flame. And Haniel, which is the most romantic card, sensitivity. You are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. And the reason why they come up, because you said, what time will you meet your twin? Well, they're trying to tell you you met at birth. Because these are the same cards that came up for the birth time question. So in this life, you met at birth because it's the same soul. And the only different card was to take back your power. But it was still Raziel. And Raziel came up before. So that answers that question. I want to thank the Archangels. Okay, you asked the question, what topics will you be teaching when traveling? Okay, that is in your natal chart. When I read your 8th house, your topics will be 8th house. So if you listen to the natal chart, I read the whole list of 8th house topics, just so you know that. But I'll still ask the question when we get there. I'm just looking over the questions. All right. Thank you, Archangels. Dear Archangels, please advise her on her goal to move to Africa. I'll be back with their answers. Okay, 2 cards were pulled. First card is All is Well. This is Jeremiah. Now remember, Jeremiah rules that 8th house, just like I told you. Sometimes what you have to do is you got to find out what's in the 8th house and find out what are those things you like, or what are those things you resonate with, and you start off there. And what happens once you start off there, when more people come, it'll start to grow, and then you'll grow more. So let's just do this. Now the reason why he's saying all is well, because Africa, which they do call the motherland, but that is like the divine womb. That's like the 8th house. Africa would be metaphysically the expression of the divine feminine, who describes herself as the divine womb, the sacred womb, the womb of life. Because people tell you all life started in Africa. And again, I'm not saying I agree, but that is what the people say. I'm not saying I agree or disagree. All right, now Jeremiah, Scorpio, and we already know how powerful Scorpio is on your chart. And he says all is well. Everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to, with hidden blessings you will soon understand. So you said please advise on her goal to move to Africa. Second card, Angel Therapy. Raphael, give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. So Raphael is the healing angel, angel therapy, but he's also telling you to take it to the angels as well. Because again, the big mistake we make, oh, what's going on with this person? Or why is this? Why is that? When we need to be praying to God, if we believe in God, or praying to the angels, with whoever we believe in, and whoever we're praying to or talking to, make sure they're helping us, because that's kind of like, it's not wise if you have some type of beliefs that ain't helping you. Whatever deity or whatever you believe, they should be helping you. Whatever concerns you have in life, they should actually be actively helping you. And you should be able to see that and know that. This is why I said earlier in the other video, it comes a point when you have to realize if you're dealing with religious stuff that's not true, you got to be strong enough to break out of that. That's a matrix to control you, and it's not helping you. That's why get one with the universe. All the master teachers that are out right now are telling you the same thing I am. Return to astrology. They try to take that away from. Even the Christians tell you that Jesus had a star. So if Jesus had a star and he's our leader, we're supposed to follow him. How come we don't talk about our stars? So we got to stop letting these people lie to us. Dear Archangels, please inform her on where she will live in Africa. I'll be back with their answers. All right. Give me a second. Please advise her. Please inform her on where she will live in Africa. First card is Chamuel, which is Taurus. And again, could have something with the name Bull in it, or Taurus, who knows. But he says peace, and he's holding a dove. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. Second card, Chamuel again. So definitely something with Taurus. And it actually says career transition. Your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. So they're kind of saying she really will be going to Africa. And Archangel Chamuel wants to go with you. That's the Taurus energy. Now looking at the natal chart. Give me a moment. Gotta look at one other thing. All right. on. All right. Looking at the natal chart. We're looking for Taurus. Yep, look at that. Look at her career sector. And he told her career transition. And her career sector, the 10th house, is Taurus. So whatever I said about the numerology in that house, because I did talk about it. I know 9 is usually finality, 23 is the Sirius constellation, 19 is I told her UFOs, 28 is a reincarnation. And that's what Africa's about, all that stuff. So whatever I said about her 10th house, that's what he's talking about, and that's Taurus. Now her 10th house with Taurus may have something to do with the guy, her twins, 1, 2, 3, 4, his 4th house. So whatever I said about that, but she should focus on her 10th house first, because that's what Samuel said. So a lot of times what people do, because they don't know how to think, and I'm just being honest, people get mad at me, but I'm not going to back down because I'm not lying. You'll get your answer, but sometimes if you don't think, that's how you get to learn to use your intuition. And when you begin to help other people, everything I'm trying to teach you, you'll be glad I did it. Because the answers are there, but sometimes they're not going to say, oh, the date is, here's the date. They're not going to do that. Because they're trying to get you to think and listen so you can listen to them when they're talking to you and use your intuition. But it definitely has something to do with Bull. Taurus, Bull. The astrological sign Taurus. Samuel, the Archangel. And it definitely is a part of your career. Or will be. Next card. Michael. He shows up again. Crystal clear intentions. Be clear about what you desire. You can't, I'm not sure. Maybe I should, I don't know. Maybe See, you're not clear. You have to be clear. Clear about what you desire. Then you focus upon it with unwavering faith. Having faith in the angels, the faith in spirit. And I already told you how to work your intentions into manifestation. And that's what Michael's trying to tell you. Michael, Haniel, and Raphael they correspond with every zodiac sign. That's why you didn't hear me say a sign for Michael, Haniel, or Raphael, because they correspond with every zodiac sign. And you have a lot of orange in these cards, and orange usually means prosperity. Next card is Sandalphon, victory. Corresponding with Pisces. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. So he's saying the same thing Michael said. Have faith in spirit. Work with your archangels. Work with spirit. And again, your Pisces is in the 8th house. Going right back with Jeremiah. And we said your 8th house is about helping the lesser ones, like the minorities. That's what Pallas retrograde means. We already talked about that. But that's your Pisces. Pisces also rules your 12th house, where you have a lot of family activity, and you asked about Uranus. Next card, Ariel, Aries, and there's your Leo, and your 1st house ruled by Aries, and then your Aries is in your 9th house, which means long distance travel. Your 9th house is long distance travel. She said, spread your wings. Do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect, and you are ready to soar. And his Pisces is in his money house, and his Aries is in the 3rd house. But you're there too. We already discussed that. And Taurus is in the 4th house, but if you two are in a relationship, you could also be Taurus. That's family. And Taurus is always Chamuel or love. Or in the tarot card, Taurus is the Pope, but the Pope is known for marrying people. So if he's willing to go with you to Africa, that may lead to your two bonds becoming closer. All right, let me write these cards down, so give me a moment. Thank you, Archangels. Okay, so I've already explained the time situations. Dear Archangel, where will the Cosmic Love Center in Africa be built? I'm going to change that just a little bit. Dear Archangels, please advise us on the Cosmic Love Center. And I'll be back with the answers. Alright. First card, clear your space. This is Jophiel, Libra. Get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use Feng Shui. Now, if you don't know what Feng Shui is, Feng space Shui. Feng Shui. You can find that out online. We offer stuff like that as a research, as a service, or you can just go to a search engine. But she's telling you, Jophiel is telling you to clear your space, get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use Feng Shui. But just to let you know, because your sun sign is Libra. 1, 2, 3. And we talked about administration because Saturn is there. We did talk about that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Aquarius is in your 7th house. And that's Libra. And you definitely see him there because that's all about couples. Aquarius and his ascendant is Aquarius. Libra in the 7th house. Leo in the 7th house ruled by Leo. And then his Libra is also long distance in the 9th house of Sagittarius. So to me, because Jophiel, she keeps it real. Jophiel, to me, she's trying to tell you to get your stuff straight with him. Oh, she's so nice. See, Jophiel doesn't want you to go by yourself. But those other archangels was like, go. What are you waiting for? Jophiel says, clear your space, get your situation right with him. All right. Thank you, Joe, for your next card. Chakra clearing. Metatron, who corresponds with Virgo. And this is all about health and service. That's Virgo. Call upon Metatron in order to open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. So if you call upon him, he's going to use sacred geometric shapes to help you clear your chakras. RFG Chosen One just did a good video on chakra clearing. He talked about Bruce Lee and other martial artists that defy our laws of science because they know how to use their chakras. All right, so Virgo again, second house of money. And when they talked about Pisces, they talked about his second house of money. Now they're talking about your second house of money because, of course, to make any type of moves or set anything up, you're going to need money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Capricorn, the old soul, is in your sixth house. The old soul, Capricorn, which is also career and healing, because that's one thing they all seem to be saying that you're going to get healing in Africa. You're probably going to heal others, but you're also going to get healing with yourself, and Jovial is implying with your relationship as well. And he'll get healing for his family, for the issues he's got with his family. That's in his sixth house, and his 7, 8, and in Virgo, healing other people. I've had people tell me, oh, you know, I've heard you and I was scared to let you do my chart, but I'm so glad I came to you and stuff. So you got to learn not to just react just because you hear something, especially if you're going to be healing people. You got to hang in there. Like, Joe feels tough. That's why you notice she's the only one that kind of kept it 100. And that's how she's always been. That's why I love her so much. You gotta toughen up. Like, you can't just run just because, oh, I don't like the tone, I'll go somewhere else. No, you were sent here for a reason. Go through the process that the universe is taking you through. What are you gonna do when your twin gets tough? Because my twin was like she was like I'm a tough cookie. I've been fighting since I was a little kid, since I've been on this planet. But she definitely was a tough opponent. Alrighty, so you just can't just run away. Alright, now next card. Uriel, the first time Uriel showed up in this reading, but Uriel did show up when we asked about the time of his birth, your friend's birth, and Uriel did show up. That's the only time he's shown up since. So he showed up to tell you, you know what to do. Uriel, and this is Uranus, planet Uranus, but he rules Aquarius. Uranus rules Aquarius. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. So they're all telling you, well, they all are. All three of them are telling you to really correspond with your twin to get it together. And you'd be surprised when you trust in the universe and just work through it. Work with your angels, work with spirit. And Uriel has a light on as well, which can deal with our knowledge, inner knowledge, enlightenment. Has the candle lit. Now I will say one thing, because I already saw it, but I didn't know what they were telling me, so I just had to think about it. Virgo in the tarot card is a hermit. He also has a light, just like Uriel's card. You know what to do. But the hermit means, reflecting, working things out within yourself, getting yourself together first as well, before meeting to speak with your twin. So that's kind of like what they're implying. Uriel and Metatron are also advising you to make sure, get with yourself work first, get with spirit first. Doesn't take a whole lot of time, but just to get yourself in a better frame or a right frame of mind. All right. Now remember, like this is actually 2 questions. So what I'm doing, because a few of your questions are like 2 questions, but I'm trying to answer them. But some of those questions, like you said, what topic will we be teaching? Well, we already did that in your natal chart. So just to be fair to everyone involved, we're going to do this one about what you'll be setting up. Dear Archangels, please advise what they will be setting up in communities. And I'll be back with the answers. All right. 3 cards pulled. First card, overcoming difficulties. That's Jeremiah again, taking you back to Scorpio, which rules the 8th house. Just like I said, 8th house matters. The worst is now behind you, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. I can tell you right now, with Africa, you have a lot of things with spirits there. So you really should know how to deal with spirits, because a lot of those people, you'll find out. You can look into it. Because I don't want to use certain words, because it turns into a debate, and I'm not trying to debate. But you're going to be dealing with spirits. So a lot of those people under the control and stuff of spirits, and you have to know how to deal with that. But he says, overcoming difficulties, the worst is now behind you, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. What he's telling you is the 8th house, ruled by Scorpio. This is Jeremiah. He rules over Scorpio, or corresponds with Scorpio. So his 8th house matters. And I read what all that is in your natal chart. See, when you gotta really, like, if you really understand this, you want to take your video. That becomes like, that is your natal chart is your Bible. It's the universe's Bible for you. And then when you have your video, you can write the time. If I said something, just type time. So then you can go right to it. Time. That's when he was talking about the 8th house. And then you can just sit there, write it down. You can do either further research or whatever you need to do to understand. Next card, Haniel again. Passion. Trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. So she's guaranteeing that Africa will bring you and your twin closer together. And now this card is Uriel, but it looks a lot like Jeremiah's card. Both of them have an angel going over a mountain, but Uriel standing on top of it. But the card almost looks totally the same. So they're telling you something about mountains. Maybe over a hurdle, but it might be real mountains. I don't know. Because you asked about setting up in communities. I don't know. Do they have mountains in Africa? I don't even know. So he says clear cognizance. And it's again Uranus. And Uranus rules over Aquarius. So it's talking about you and your twin, because you both had that strong Aquarius in your charts. And he's trying to tell you both of y'all can talk to each other through extrasensory perception. And the angels can talk to you through that as well. Pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are answered prayers. And then they even had the rainbow with Uriel. So this is the card of victory. So you'll be helping people and having victory for yourself, your love life, but also for the people you help. Now your final question, it just has to be, they might know, like, to be honest, they may know if I ask it, which I may end up doing, but I got to think about it. I may ask it the way you did, but they may know, but I try to ask in such a way that it's a specific question that gets a specific answer. And sometimes I could be wrong. I mean, sometimes I could just leave it the way it is. But I don't know. Just got to think about it. We're going to turn it into 2 questions. And like I said, I will tell you, I've always seen that, even in your natal chart. There's definitely love there. You always have to remember that between you and your twin, it's definitely love there. That's indisputable. Dear Archangels, please advise her through this reading on his homosexuality. I'll be back with their answer. Now, if anybody just heard this, you can go right to the chart, to 2 natal charts, because this angel card reading is part 2 of the chart, the natal chart analysis, natal chart readings, twin flames. Okay, first card, relationship harmony. This is Raguel. Now keep in mind, it's Raguel, Sagittarius. This is the first time Sagittarius or Raguel has shown up, which is brilliant because we've been talking about Sagittarius over and over ago. And the only other time Raguel showed up was when we asked about when he was born. And they're trying to tell you that's when your union started with your twin, was when he was born, because you're asking about his time of birth. And that's the only other time Raguel showed up. And he's showing up again right now, the same card. Relationship harmony. We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. And I told you, Sagittarius is the energy where the 2 get together and start working it out. So you really want to make sure you were listening to anything I said about Sagittarius or the 9th house in your natal charts. And like I said, for anybody I'm trying to help as much as I can, it just has to be fair all the way around. But I make sure I give a very thorough video. But if somebody wants more, that's fine. But that would be an extra service. That would be a new service request, because you got the whole video. Because I know people are busy. That's why I do it that way. Plus, I'm trying to make people strong. That's what I've done my whole life. It's more important to me to know I'm actually helping people. This is not marketing for me. That's why I say I lost a lot of money, just being honest. Because people just want to hear a love story, like they're getting smoke blown up their ass, and then they pay the money and everybody's happy. But it's like a lie. It's like smoking the weed or getting high. You're going to come down sooner or later. So the people that I work with, like I said, I gave you examples of people that have gotten stronger of who they are and become better people, because that's the way it's supposed to be. You're working with your natal chart. Your twin may not come in your life for what you want it to be, but they may make you stronger, make you more, like I'm way more metaphysical because of my twin. I mean, her had a horrible relationship. Definitely one of the worst people I ever met in my life. And I get along with people. But she didn't necessarily come for that. She came to smack me wherever I got. So that's why I try to help people. I'm trying to help for the mess. But if you get it, it's strong. But if you need it, it still has to be a service, because I just gave a whole lot of my time. And I'm actually underpaying for everything I do, because I'm way lower than what people charge. So we have to keep all that. Got to be fair to everybody involved. All right. Here's the second card. And Gabriel has shown up, creative writing. I believe this is the first time he's shown up in this reading. Let's see if Gabriel showed up when we asked about the time. He did not. So he's definitely making a personal message to you. Oh, yeah, and Gabriel's, I told you that in the beginning, Gabriel's androgynous. See, some people here are angels. They really are. That's why you say earth angels. You need to check that out on YouTube. There's earth angels here. That's why they come from abusive families. They probably been abused by their own parents or crazy stuff. But they're earth angels. That's why. And that's what he's trying to tell you, Gabriel. And he's androgynous. He says creative writing. Make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen, an article, or a book. And like I said, anybody out there, when it comes to sex, be very careful, especially when you're dealing with Scorpio energy and 8th house energy and more than one partner, because you could really lose your life with stuff like that. So you still have to be like, never be silly. Like I try to tell people, just because you got something like, oh, Venus is in the 7th house, I'm going to find love. Maybe you will. There was somebody I was really crazy about. Her name was Michelle, and she worked in the store. And I really tried everything to talk to her, and she kept, I guess, playing hard to get. And then but this is how crazy this world is. I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm not bitter. I'm not upset. It's just you live in a very crazy, problematic, third-dimensional, and this planet will test you. This matrix is going to test you. But I did everything to show interest and did everything to talk to her, but she kept playing like hard to get. So out of a sudden, out of nowhere, I just happened to be at this location one night, and this other female took an interest in me, but she was very ready. Very ready. She was doing everything I would want. Somebody calling me and talking to her, even calling me at work. And she was a singer. So once that happened, this is how guys can't win with you ladies. But I'm trying to do the honorable thing. So now I got somebody that I want to talk to now. She wants to talk to me. But now to Michelle, I don't know what to do. So I start going back to the, not really saying a whole lot to her. But the universe used to keep me and Michelle so close, it was crazy. In fact, Michelle was like, there's only been like maybe 3 females that the universe has really kept us that close. But this is all universal stuff that a lot of people don't understand. So all got to do with soul connections and stuff like that. But so I was real close to Michelle at she was like a stocking. She worked in a food store. And I was real close to that day, but I decided I wasn't really gonna try to talk to her and say anything to her because I got somebody. Like I'm already talking to somebody, and I'm not a player. I don't get down like that. So she could kind of sense that I was pulling away. So then she tried to like make conversation, but I wasn't really trying to talk back to her. Not that I was being vindictive, but I was like, I don't do that. Like I don't play games. Like I'm here in third dimensional, but I didn't come to third dimensional for this third dimensional bullshit. I came here to teach, train, and help where I can help, and to stay honorable from where I come from. See, I remember all that stuff. Where I come from, it was honor. We were like, we're warriors. Like, we're not with the petty stuff. Like, when you study King David in the Bible, I'm a lot like him. King David had a lot of honor, and he was a military. That's an angel. So I'm more like that. And so I wasn't really talking to her. And then when I walked away, she was like, bye. Well, no, when I was standing there, this is what she did that was crazy. This is about the woman's intuition. But this is all that stuff I keep telling you about, the soul and stuff. And you see it on the natal chart. All of a sudden, she does something she never ever did before. She starts singing. But why did she start singing? Because her inside, her intuition knew, her psychic stuff knew that I was talking to a singer. Because the female I was talking to was a singer. That's where I met her. She was singing, and she just starts calling me from the crowd. Hey, you over there, what's your name? And stuff like that. And me and her were really, hanging out and talking and stuff. But somehow Michelle knew. Because she said, and I just read that for all of you guys that listen when I do my teachings, they said that type of person in a natal chart, you can't hide anything from them. Even when you think they're not listening, they are. And they say that they're very much aware of what's going on, even if you think they're not. Because somehow something inside of Michelle knew that I was talking to another female that was a singer. But I wasn't trying to play Michelle out. Like, I had the utmost respect for her. That's who I really wanted to be with. A whole lot. But a lot of women, you can't understand that. That's just a fact. I'm not being mean, I'm being honest. You can't understand a nice guy who really wants you, but you fall for the guy that's going to hurt you and break you down. But that's this planet we're on, this third dimensional. And I like now that I'm a little bit older and wiser, I've come to accept certain things. And like I really believe, for me personally, I just believe in chemistry. Like what doesn't work with one person may work with another. You should get with the person that it works with. Otherwise, you're going to be with somebody that's not going to work out. Blah blah blah. And some people say, well, no. Sometimes you just maybe if you learned how to smile more, maybe if you learned how to talk more, blah, blah, maybe that's true. But I've learned when you meet somebody, you two just connect, and they are aware of that. Like let's say, I've been in situations where you might be around 3 or 4 females, but you only end up going out with one of them. And the one you go out with actually asks you, where do you live? You understand? But at the same time, life's not perfect. Because the one I'm talking about, she still was a little crazy. And she would change on you. Like she would really come to want to fight. That's one of the reasons she got fired. So what I'm saying is everything's not perfect, but the more you learn how this world really runs, and I'm speaking from the East Coast, New Jersey mentality, because on the West Coast it's not like that. You can actually walk up to somebody. Well, it used to be like that. I don't know what the West Coast is like, but like say within the last 10 years or so, or maybe so. I know for a fact the West Coast was you could actually walk up to somebody, start talking to them, and actually have a decent relationship with a person. That's how it used to be over here on the East Coast. Now it's like all hell broke loose. I blame it on Snooki. No, I'm laughing. It was terrible way before Snooki. All right, and I'm just joking. I got no problem with Snooki. I was just being funny. That's an inside joke I have with Mike Marino. He's from New Jersey. He's a comedian. Look him up. All right, now please advise. Okay, so the next card, final. Clairsentient, so another extrasensory perceptive card. And this is Raguel again, Sagittarius. So Raguel is really working very hard to get you two together. He says, notice your recurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. So you got a whole lot of extrasensory perceptive messages from your twin as well as from these angels. Oh, so the final thing, because I always used to beat myself in the head about Michelle. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, but I finally realized it wasn't meant to be, because the universe puts you and her together all the time. And it could have happened. And Michelle was a lot like my twin. She's just waiting around for you to do everything. And even when you're doing it, she's not happy. So they make their bed that they lay in. And that's why I say you got to really understand life. Two people, they turn twin flame into idolatry. They think it's just supposed to work because I have all these dreams and it's on my natal chart and it's in the cards and blah, blah, blah. It's just supposed to work and they won't give up. But I've learned, nah, like really, you got to, you got to learn how to work in the timing of the universe. It just might not be time. The universe might bring you two together, but you may not talk. They used to bring me and her together all the time. We never would talk to each other. It was always weird and crazy with her, always. But I understand the wisdom in it because it taught me so much about timing. And I'm glad I still believe in love. I'm glad I still believe in the magic of love because I've experienced it even on this planet. It's beautiful. Twin flame was hell. Unbelievable. Don't get me wrong. It was like beauty with her as well, but it was in a very problematic way. It was just very intense and just very like that sticking you and pricking you and you're wishing it wasn't that way, but it is, and you just wonder why it's so horrible and you want to blame her, but you know this is bigger than her because she doesn't even know what the hell's going on. That was twin flames for me. Not saying it's a bad thing, but you have to learn it's the universe. So that is you asked them to advise you through this card reading on the homosexuality. Raguel said, we're working on relationship harmony. Gabriel said, well, I'm androgynous. And he encouraged you to create a right and right to help yourself. But Gabriel will encourage you to get a career too. If you're real creative, you need your Gabriel card deck. See, I have my own Gabriel card deck as well as this deck I'm using right now. But Gabriel is who I answer to. But Gabriel gives you great advice. On legal advice, no, he's like a manager. He's like your uncle. He's like your manager, your angel, your agent. Gabriel, he's the one that you go to when you want that real advice that's a very wise person would give to you. Now we're going to ask the question again. Because the first time we said, please advise her through this reading on his homosexuality. Now we're asking, dear archangels, please advise on his homosexuality in relationship to their twin flame connection. I'll be back with their answers. Okay, the final card came a little... I wasn't sure if it really came or wanted to come or not. It just moved when I pulled another card, but I still was getting the feeling off of it, so I brought it. But that'll be the final card that I draw. Okay, here we go. Patience is Jophiel. So Jophiel is she's strongly encouraging you to talk to him more. I'm gonna tell all, like, I'm gonna be honest with the ladies out there. First off, men came from you. So any man that thinks a lady's supposed to follow him, he's stupid. Because it's just against nature. It's against metaphysics. But what a female has to understand, because she's closer to God, she has more vanity. She has more arrogance. And in human form, you do have to learn how to compromise. And that's kind of like what Jophiel is trying to tell you. Talk to him. Be patient with him. He needs love. He's probably been abused. Probably by his own family member. He's been through some hell. I already know that. You can see it in his natal chart. And he's probably an earth angel. You know, or he's probably an indigo child or a sensitive child. Now, I have a video especially designed for indigo males on my channel. But you would really have to look for it or go to it. Let me see it. Let me see if I can get it. If I go through a search engine. But the women don't even look at it, really. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. You want to be in love, but you don't want to give love back. And you base your love on your vanity and on conditions. And that's why your loves go down the fucking drain. And that's why your man cheats on you. You got to stop being so vain and so selfish. It's just the way it is. Men need love too. This whole macho man's not supposed to cry. Especially for these angel men. Angels in human bodies. It says, especially for these indigo and these crystal children men. They're very sensitive. So if you really want to work with the universe, that's why I say they run from me, because I tell the truth. They just want to hear the silly stuff. And that's where they put their money, their time, and their resources. But you're not going to get with your twin running. That's why Jophiel is telling you, talk, be patient. Go to him, work it out with him. Give him a chance. That's what Jophiel is saying. If you notice, Jophiel's advice is way different than any other angel. That's why I love Jophiel so much. I remember one time, how I learned about Jophiel was through Doreen Virtue. She was doing a healing session. And I was just sitting there listening. It was like a meditation healing. So I was just listening to it. And she called Michael the Archangel. She called Raphael, because he's the healer. And she called Jophiel. But I could just sense Jophiel's energy, very quiet. And then when I first met Jophiel, when I got my card deck, because I took every angel out and I talked to every card. And I told Jophiel, I said, you're shy. And I said, me and you, I'm going to get to know you. I said, because you're shy. And she went on to show me Jophiel's not shy at all. Not shy at all. And she's got a sense of humor. She's hilariously funny. So she's trying to tell you the truth. Alright, so what I'm supposed to be doing, let me pull this up. I gotta open up. But so if you're in a twin flames relationship and you have an indigo girlfriend or indigo male, you should especially listen to that video, because these are sensitive people. And what they need from you is to be sensitive and caring and stuff like that. And everything is timing. Because it's sad to say, I hate to tell you this, but in some cases, you may not be the person that heals that person. It might be some other soulmate or somebody else. And that hurts, because you want it to be you, but unfortunately it may not be. Because you may need your own healing. You might need somebody to heal you. And it may not be that person. That's why I said sometimes you just have to trust in the universe. And that's what everybody doesn't want to do. They don't want to trust in the universe. Just give me a second. Somebody's got one of my videos. I just want to see who it is. Alright. Give me a second. I'm all over this thing. In this video, we're going to talk about remembering your past life, because a lot of people are starting to wake up. We're also going to talk about numerology, and I want to talk about Donnell Moore. He was showing them lights up in the skies, and I just had the option of a ride down where I saw those lights last night, and that definitely wasn't no like earthly lights. Those lights I saw, and they do the same thing. They click on. All right, that was June 2017. All right, now I'm saying Archangel, Revelation, Prophecies 444. I'm going to just say indigo males, indigo. Come on, come on, come on. I got it. All right, I'm going to put this link and the notes you're going to get. Because this notes that I'm going to send with your angel card reading video is going to have all the notes. And that's different from the free report that I already sent to you. Crystal and indigo twin flames, why they are rejected in third dimension. So you really need to read that. Like I said, that only has 210 hits. And that's the one everybody should be reading. Because I know for a fact my twin was definitely like an indigo or a crystal child. But you got to understand, to me it was all new. I didn't know what it was. And I did try, but I was trying in my everything I've been through in third dimension. So that's all I knew. And she wanted to see more emotions and more expression and more attempts and all that. And I was like, man, I gave that shit up years ago. And don't miss it. So it was one of them things. But I did, I made the best attempt. User did I made the best attempts I could have made, but unfortunately, it just wasn't for that. All right, so we're going to put this here. Give me a second. It's funny, it said Louisiana. I think I was talking about Louisiana, about voodoo and stuff. I think that was this video. I don't remember. I did so many videos today. If not, it's on Real Life and Metaphysics. I saw my Uncle Sam, Sambo. That's where they got Uncle Sam from. And I was talking about the French. I think. Okay, indigo. So that's the video you want to listen to, indigo males and crystal children, because it's going to tell you how to deal with these men. But they need nurturing, they need sensitivity, and you can't think third dimensional and think your twin flame relationship is going to get better. You got to put your pride down. Like a woman can't stand there and you can't demand somebody to love you unconditionally, but you don't give unconditional love. It's just silly. Because no matter what that person does, you're going to keep pushing the person away. And that's what happened with me and Michelle. And it's sad because I really like Michelle. And the universe kept trying to bring us together. And this is the truth. Like 5 to 7 years later. 5 to 7 years later. They did it again. They did it again. I was on Michelle Knight's website. And Michelle Knight said, you're going to find love tomorrow. She said, you're going to find love tomorrow if you're ready for it. And I was like, well, the only way I'm going tomorrow is the food store. And I'm only in that store for about 10 minutes, get what I want, and I get out. And I'm there. I'm the first one there. Like, as soon as the doors open, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. So keep in mind, I had forgotten all about Michelle because 6 or 7 years have gone by. And her schedule has changed. But sure enough, when I got out my car to go in that door, she was right there. And the universe brought me and her together again. But right again, she sensed it. And right again, she kind of rebelled against it. So she was typical. If you show her interest, she act like she don't want it. If you don't show her interest, now she wants it. And you can't be nice. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking totally from a New Jersey perspective, where my part of New Jersey, because all of New Jersey ain't like this. But it's like you got to be some type of badass. Like you got to really talk down, or it's like I'm a grown ass man. I don't want to talk to a grown ass woman like a little girl. But sometimes that's the only response you get. So I grew up out of it, and like people want me to lie, but I'm not going to lie. That's what makes me who I am, and I love who I am, and you should love who you are. So I'm great. I don't have to have a big bank account, but I'm glad that I can look myself in the mirror and know I didn't lie to anybody, and I'm not on no BS. And at some point in time, you do find people who appreciate that. That's why I'm saying I have people that are loyal to me, and I love them. I love them. I told her when I called my little sister how much I appreciate her, because I saw her grow. Because I remember when she was third dimensional, and she used to nickel and dime me and play all these games, and then she would run on somebody else's website just like the rest of these people do. But she found out that everything I said was true. Those people don't care nothing about you. They don't care about your twin flame relationship. They just want your money. And when she realized that, she stopped that. And now she's always asking for a service. She's a totally different person. And she's matured so much. She understands her career. She understands what to watch out for. It's all on her natal chart. But that's because she went through the process. She didn't just run away and stay away. And even if she ran for a little bit, she was smart enough to come back. So that's what I'm about. I'd rather see that than see this nonsense out here. Grown adults still acting like children. We're not in seventh grade anymore. We're grown adults. Let's try to handle our relationships like grown adults and stop acting like children. Because that's why the relationship can get better. If you know you have an indigo girlfriend or an indigo twin, then you're gonna have to learn how to talk in indigo language. She needs eye contact. She needs sensitivity, stuff like that. So this is what Jophiel is saying. Patience. Your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. And she's green and she's outside. Now, if you say, oh, I want to see the cards. I want to see these angel cards. All you have to do is go to Yahoo search. Because every card I picked up, I go to the name of the Archangel. Jophiel, patience. As soon as you type it in, the card comes right up. So if you're online, you're listening to this online, that means you have access to a search engine. And I use Yahoo search. All right. So patience. Next card. Gifts from God. This is Sandalphon. We angels bring you gifts from your creator. Open your arms to receive. Now we want to know how many times has Sandalphon, because I don't think he corresponds with Pisces. Okay, he did come. He told you to have faith. But when did he say that? For which question? Please inform her on where she will live in Africa. So he's still saying go to Africa. And I think even Jophiel said that. But she told you to try to talk to him first and get it together. But they're kind of saying that things will get better for you if you guys get to Africa. And that will be your gifts. And we already talked about that when we did your natal chart. We talked about Scorpio. We talked about Pisces. We talked about the 8th house. We talked about the 12th house. And the 12th house can be like a community center. It's a building or a church for healing. So they're trying to say that that's going to help him with his family issues, you with your family issues, and with your relationship issues. But you have to get to... That's why I said for a female, she's on it. Like sometimes you just can't be on it. Sometimes you just have to trust. And you can't, because we already talked about that. You can't try to control everything. Like I said, I'm not saying I'm the one. You know, I've learned a lot since I've grown in age. Relationships are tough as hell. No matter who you're with. Whether it's a twin flame relationship or anyway. It's very rarely you meet somebody that you two just get along together. You hardly ever argue. And you just notice the person you want to be with right now. And you're just feeling great. So I used to say that, oh, I'm a great guy because I care. I'm a great guy because I do poetry. I'm a great guy. But I've had women walk all over top of me because of that. Not because I'm a sucker, because there were days when I wasn't so great. That's why I'm a great guy now, because of the bad stuff I did when I was younger. But I've learned, I've learned life, and that's why I said right now a lot of people are talking about Bruce Lee, and I understand what Bruce Lee is saying. You become the water, like the water has to become the situation. Because I'm not going to go out of my way to show love to somebody that's not going to appreciate it. I did that too many times. I'm not that guy no more. Don't want to be that guy. Don't care where he's at, and don't want to be that guy. That doesn't make me a bad person. It just means I'm matured. And if you understand natal charts, a lot of times you'll see Vesta retrograde. And I don't know if I forget if my Vesta is retrograde or not. I think it is, but I'm not sure. But Vesta retrograde, depending on where it is, she's trying to tell you, don't make the same mistakes you made earlier in life. So maybe you were too nice. Now you're not as nice no more. But it's okay. So now I know how to take things a day at a time. Before I used to go out of my way because I love a happy life. Oh, everybody happy, smiles. I used to be that type of guy. But now I learned life isn't. A lot of people don't want to be happy, or they want to be happy based on a condition and all that. And if you work around people, you got to get used to the You might work at a job where they can just get over. You know, you might be a worker. You might love the work, but God may put you somewhere around lazy people or people that don't really want to work. So you got to get used to that. You got to learn how to adapt to where you're at. And I'm sad it's that way, but if you don't learn those simple things I'm teaching, you probably won't be working there very long. So you got to learn the people, everything, and that's why she's saying patience. You got to learn to slow down, and you can't dominate a situation. You can't have a preconceived idea. You can't try to force somebody to be what you want them to be. Like the whole twin flame thing is this: if you sign on, you sign on, and you may have to deal with a whole lot of stuff that you wish you didn't have to. But guess what? You might get somebody else, and you still gonna have to deal with some crap. It might be in-laws, it might be bills, it might be some other animals. It's going to be something we don't like. So that's why she's advising patience and whatever else Joe Field said. Next card. Ooh, they're telling you he's an indigo child, just like I've been telling you. Just like I've been telling you. This is Metatron Virgo, and he's definitely an indigo child. The same video I just sent you has the same cover on it, this card. Indigo and crystal children. You have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. So the more you show this guy you're serious about it, the more you show him you're committed, the more you're affectionate with him and stuff like that, the less he's going to be worrying about other stuff. So they're kind of telling you you have that nurturing power to help him overcome whatever he's been through on this planet. But you have to want to do it. You can't be a typical person who's wondering, when's he going to love me? Why can't he be more manly? Boom, boom, boom. I need a man that does, because he's not going to be that type of person. That's what they even say, indigo and crystal children. But these are adults. A lot of these people are not children. They're also adults. But they're very highly sensitive. Angelic, if you really want to be honest. They're angelic. All right, Metatron Virgo. So we're going really quick looking for Virgo. All right. Next card. Ariel tells you to have courage. Be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. So that's Ariel. And she says courage. Next card. Michael says remember who you are. You are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. So you have to love yourself if you're going to love somebody else. And Ariel shows up again, letting you know that with him, you're going to have prosperity. I've been told you have a lot of orange in your cards. So with him, you're going to have a lot of prosperity. The universe does tend to bless twin flames with the finances and stuff. I want to thank the Archangels. That was a beautiful read. Thank you so much for helping us, Archangels. Again, if anyone else is interested in getting a natal chart done, natal chart can be for anything, even animals. Compatibility with animals, stuff like I've had somebody ask me about that, but they can be done for anything. Natal charts, compatibility, twin flames, good to know your life course, especially when you learn how to tie it in with the current space chart, as well as your horoscopes and stuff like that. Any type of natal chart. We still do numerology based on names and birth dates. Numerology, we still do that. Horse card readings, angel card readings, telephone consultation for those who say they need it. Anything intuition. One person did even did their address and stuff like that. I think one person did their telephone number. So anything that's intuitive, metaphysical, we do. We also do research because, like I said, some people are busy. They may want us to research stuff. So all those are available. And again, 2 ways you can look into it. Description box gives you information, or you can contact me directly for the services we offer and the price list. And we try to start as soon as we can so that the people can get the information back as soon as they can get it. We know people are interested. So again, this is the beautiful world. It's the true world, not the fake world given to us by Big Brother. They gave us fake religions and fake stuff. They stole everything and twisted. We have the real world, the metaphysics. We become one with nature. Not just one with nature, though, one with the universe. We take back our universal citizenship. And it can be wonderful. Like I said, it can be wonderful. And here's the deal. Like I told my twin, I gave my twin everything she would need to look into it. But she was just at a level where like I said, she's an indigo child. But she was at a level where when I say indigo, she's a grown adult, but she's still an indigo. So I call it indigo child. She's an indigo, but she has to get past that. Like the whole world can't revolve around her. So I know for a fact she's had dreams. She has her intuition. She has a lot of stuff that could make her see things differently. But she has to be willing to listen to it. Because you have people that only want to listen to their intuition if you're making them feel good. But what if you don't make them feel good? Then they don't listen to their intuition. They just get with anybody that makes them feel better than they already feel. But I don't look at life like that because I'm not desperate. And I don't want somebody who can turn me on and turn me off like that. So they have to do their part too is what I'm trying to tell you. I've done my part. I've studied all this. I know all of this. I've done my part. So she would have to do her part. But no, the world doesn't stop. And that's why one thing I teach my people on this channel is the world's not going to stop. And sometimes when you show your twin that you can move on without them, they'll get their shit together a lot faster. And I've seen that even Angeline says that from Angel Creation. So out here you get the truth. I don't think nobody's more thorough than me. I'm just being honest. It's just that people are scared of the truth and they run from it. They want me to sit here and give love stories and bubble gum and blow bubbles and blow smoke and all that nonsense. No, I want to tell you how this really goes down. It's up to you to take that information. Now, you can apply it any way you want to, but I'm going to tell you the truth. You got to get your stuff together, like they say, but then your twin still has got to want to get their stuff together too. But when you're dealing with indigos, you do have to really kind of pull the weight a little bit. And maybe they come around, maybe they don't. And sometimes, no matter what, they still break up and get back together. There's no definitive. But at least you're moving in the right direction if you're working with your natal chart, working with astrology, working with the angel cards. You're in the right direction. You can't go wrong. I mean, they helped me out in everything. I had a big legal situation within the last year or two, and Gabriel was a big help on that, giving me advice. So you can't go wrong with it. So that's why I stay the way I am. I stay true to the craft. I stay true to the archangels. I stay true to the universe. And I'm not going to necessarily deviate too far from doing that because it's not just bubblegum astrology. This is real life. God bless.